Start making more decisions in your life. This is a little bit of a secret that's hiding in plain sight on how to take back more power in your life, how to live the life of your dreams, how to have more control, stop being a victim of your circumstances, like my decision to quit my Apple Mail so that it stops going off while I'm filming these videos because it's extremely annoying, and if you have a Mac, you're probably thinking that you just got an email. Yeah, none of us want to make decisions in our life, down to the smallest things of, well, where do you want to hang out? What do you want to do? What time do you want to go? Like, nobody wants to decide. We want everybody else to decide for us. We want somebody to lay out the steps of our life, how we're going to succeed, how we are going to run a business, how we are going to get our dream job, how we're going to be the best at whatever it is that we're going after. We want somebody to basically do all the work for us, and we don't want to take that ownership, because making decisions comes with consequences in our minds. We're afraid of them being wrong. We're afraid of what happens if our decisions are wrong. We're afraid of people getting angry at us for deciding for them. We're afraid of seeming like we're controlling, when that's not the case at all, because everybody really just wants you to make decisions for them. But if you want to take control of your life and you want to stop feeling like everything's happening to you and you want to start like things are happening for you, then just start making decisions. And I can't stress enough how important it is to decide on the little things. Everything is baby steps, but there's literally no difference between what is a baby step and what is the biggest decision of your life. Everything just is. Everything is equal in this lifetime, no matter how much our egos want to feel differently and want to trick us into believing differently. What you decide to eat today as a snack, or decide not to eat as a snack today, is just as powerful as what you decide to do as your vocation for the rest of your life. There is no difference in the power that it has over your life. So start building that trust within you to make decisions. When I started doing that, it was a way for me to start trusting my intuition, which comes to me really as a very solid, confident feeling in my heart. Just that, yeah, this is right feeling. At first, when I started making decisions and using my voice and speaking up and doing stuff, it didn't feel right, and I was making a lot of the wrong decisions, but that was necessary for me to learn to discern between what was the right decision to make based on that feeling and when I wasn't following that feeling and it turned out to be the wrong decision. So let go of that judgment, of that fear of making the wrong decision. If you're trying to cultivate this within you, don't start with, I'm gonna go into law school now because I think that's the decision I have to make. If you really genuinely feel that, then fine. Yes, make that decision. But start with these smaller ones. Build up that trust so you have a portfolio of decision-making skills that you can go off of. And so when you do get to that point where you have to decide, what am I going to do with my life, you aren't wasting hundreds of thousands of dollars and hundreds and thousands of hours of your time doing something that isn't right for you. Making decisions is also where you claim so much more power. People pick up on that confidence. People are going to look at you as a leader and they're going to say, okay, she has it figured out, he has it figured out, I'm just going to do what they're doing because they know what they're doing. Even if you can't see what's beyond that decision, what's waiting for you on the other side of that decision, you're going to trust it, and they're going to pick up on that. They're going to want to follow you for that. So that's how you can also start making things happen for you rather than to you, because you're going to start making those decisions. People are going to see that, and people are going to want what you have. They're going to be so connected to you being connected to yourself that things are just going to start playing out for you, because you know what you want. And it's going to get easier. It's something that you have to cultivate. It's always something that we're always cultivating, all of these qualities of ourselves, and that's cool. We have all of the time in the world. I mean, considering we are eternal beings, that this is just some crazy realm, virtual reality we find ourselves in. We have all of the time in the world. If we don't figure it out in this lifetime, we're going to figure it out in the next. And if we don't, we're just going to keep not making decisions. And you don't have to. You don't have to make any decisions, but that's a decision in itself. And that was a tough thing for me to accept, a tough concept that not making a decision is still making a decision. It's letting other people decide for you, and they can only decide based on their limited perspectives, which majority of society is deciding from sources outside of themselves. And if you're trying to get what you want, to find your pure joy, your pure happiness, they cannot be leading you. You have to go within and find those decisions for yourselves. You cannot let somebody who did things the wrong way, who parented the wrong way, you can't let them decide how you're going to parent your kids. You can't let somebody who took a career they hate and are just miserable decide for you where you need to go to be successful. I mean, that's so backwards. That doesn't make any sense. And I don't even have a metaphor for that. It's so obvious how backwards that is. And I sound like I'm really hating on that right now. I guess there's something in me that's really super angry about all of that. But just start making decisions. Decide what you're going to eat and stick to it. When I was cultivating all of that stuff within me, I would decide on menu items at restaurants. What felt like it was going to be good for me. What felt like I was going to like it, even if I had never had those things before. I just felt what it was going to be, and I used it as an experiment, because if 99% of the time I got what I wanted and what I was truly happy with, and every single time I would eat a meal, I'd be like, yeah, I chose correctly. I'm good at this. I know what I like. And if I didn't, it would be an opportunity for me to learn when I didn't tune into that feeling within me, when I knew I wasn't making the true decision for me. And sometimes that decision might have had to have been go to a totally different restaurant because nothing here is for you. But I was just too afraid, like, oh, I've already committed, I have to be here, which is fine. It is what it is. But if you totally feel guided to go somewhere else, you should totally try that, because it's also pretty cool when that happens. But if I did make the wrong decision and I did have to eat food that I wasn't completely happy with, that I was still won. I still walked away with this knowledge of, don't eat that next time. And listen to yourself, like, you know what feeling to go against, you know. And also, I just got to experience a new experience, and I got to eat that food that I didn't like and just observe it as it is without judgment. So I wasn't sitting there going, I don't like this, I don't like this. I was just exploring these new flavor profiles that I wasn't used to yet. And I was growing in that way too. So you can't mess up, but you do need to start making decisions in your life. So yeah, what decision have you been sitting on for so long now that you've been putting off, that you're just too afraid of making the wrong choice, so you're stuck in that analysis paralysis? What is that for you? I'm curious, and I would love to help you through that. I would love to yeah, I hope this helps. I don't know. I'm very curious. So let me know. You got this. Baby steps.